Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Oh, good morning, Michael. Yeah, it is morning for you, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot. Out there in Canada. How's everyone doing? Just get my headset right. I thought we'd have a bit of on the road because I was looking back at the live listings on the channel, and it was actually July last year when we when we last did this live. Can you believe it? July. Wow. But I think we had such a disastrous time last time with if you were the truck not being able to get up the hill, etc., etc. I think we abandoned it after that. I think that was the decision. So now that's been fixed, and it's actually not in too bad a shape. Time to put it back on again. So what we're doing is I'm still in the car transport. If you've been watching the videos on this, you'll know I've been using the car transporter. So we are currently down in Hamburg. We're going to come down this red line all the way through Castle. If you've been playing Train Sim World 3, you'll know all about Castle. Down to Nuremburg, so it's a pretty decent run. I don't know yet just how many kilometres it is, but it's a big one. Let's just have a quick look in the chat, though, before we do set off. We have got Sophie, how are you? Michael, of course. Lee, good afternoon. Who else? That's it. We got 9 in the chat, but I can only see you guys have commented so far. So welcome to everybody. If you're there in the background, let's get underway. It's a night run, I think, that we'll do. What time is it right now? 11:15 at night. PS5 live streams and other videos. How are you? You're testing your new hearing aid. Wow. Well, hope it works. Right. Let's go and pick up our details from the freight office. Okay. Get these locks undone. There's the cars. Actually, you know what? I think these depots are... it's not quite right, is it? You wouldn't pick cars up from here, would you? I mean, look, there's a big step down there. Why would you pick up cars from there? I mean, you might do. I mean, this might have a ramp that comes up as far as this little step, you know, this loading bay, and they may come from within that building there, but I don't know. I'm not convinced. Let me close these, actually, because we won't get anywhere if I don't do that. That one's already closed, so that's good. I'm good, thanks. PS5, yep. Right. So, 624 kilometres. It's a good one, isn't it? Let's get the handbrake off. Here we go. Alright, something really weird is going on. Why am I swinging around everywhere? Let me have a quick look. There's something I haven't done in the options. What have I got? Auto steer release at forward. I think I have that to yes normally. In fact, let me check my settings, because once again, as we've mentioned before, this where it doesn't remember your settings is an old bug, unfortunately, that they still haven't fixed. So every time you come back to play it, you've got to mess about and put your settings back in. Now, fortunately, I have got a screenshot of mine. Let me just check. 920, 980, that's right. Then yes, no, 30 and 10. So I need to change this one to be 10%, and that one's 30. Right, okay, good. Right, let's try this. That's better. I knew there was something dodgy there. Right, now we have got extra pedestrians too, so you have to be careful with this. Let's go. Right, 623, wow. It's going to take us a while, isn't it, this? Well, that's fine. We're going to need the wipers on. So as soon as we get to a traffic light or a stop, I'll do that. Whoops. That's me reading the chat, don't worry. Right, let me actually do the wipers now. Whilst I'm in a straight line. Right, that'll help us. Good. Thanks everyone for coming in on a Saturday, appreciate it. I'm interested, you know, to see how I feel going back to this after playing Fernbus. Because Fernbus, by and large, has been a really nice experience. And although this has been improved, I wonder if it comes up to the same standards. Different game engine, I know. This is Unity, Fernbus is Unreal Engine, but let's give it a try, and we'll see. Oh, thanks for those likes. Yeah, appreciate that, definitely. Let's take a look outside. I've got all my other drivers doing missions as well at the moment. I think the rain is, I think the rain is a little better. It's actually going on the windscreen for once, which is a nice change, isn't it? Get the indicators on. I don't know why the road ahead there is white. Can you see that? That's something to do with the rain, isn't it? Looks a bit odd. Anyway, we'll carry on. We're not going up there. What the heck was that? What actually? Oh, there's a car up beside of me. Look at that. What is he doing? I didn't want to creep forward because I've got someone up the side of me, and I didn't want to bash into him, so somebody just comes up the side of me instead and takes me out. Oh, there we go. That's not good, is it? What a horrible sound that is. See, I'm not touching the guy on the left. It's this idiot behind me. There's two of them at it, look. Right, let's get out of here while we can. That's the load damage. I hope they haven't scratched the cars, because we will be in trouble. Yeah, the rain's got much better, hasn't it? I think it's took them a while, hasn't it, to get to the feedback, but they've started to do it now. That's the main thing. We did wonder last year, didn't we, if the game was dead as far as updates goes, because we were promised a lot of stuff this time last year, around this time, February-ish time, and then nothing happened with it. But then they did say that they changed the dev team. Well, they didn't change the dev team, they changed the members of the dev team. So they had a few new heads looking at it, which is quite nice. So I bet that's made a difference. Right now, the steering is definitely a lot different to Fernbus. I've got used to the stability of Fernbus, I think. Let's just put the cruise on. That is one thing that is easier in this game than Fernbus. Kraza says, oh no, not this game. Listen, Kraza, somebody's got to try it, you know. You might be pleasantly surprised. All you guys on PC that are spoilt with other trucking games, we've got what we've got, so let's we'll make the best of it. It's not a bad game. It's not that bad. Yeah, this isn't bad, Sophie. I mean, you know, the AI are performing a little bit better, apart from what we just saw then. And that is probably because the angle that I was at that junction, there was a little gap up the side of me, so the AI are probably not clever enough to think, I know what he's going to do now, so I'll just hang back a little bit. They saw a little gap, and the way it's programmed probably says, you know, make your way to the traffic light if you can. So it's got as close as it could to the traffic light, and unfortunately that meant hitting the side of us. But we'll carry on. I think it said 1% damage, so we'll get a little bit of a reduction in revenue for that. I didn't see that converging then. Now it's going to be trouble. Oh, he's held back for me. That's good. So it's just gone midnight. Not sure what time we're going to arrive. And we've got 7 hours and 50. Whoops. That was terrible. 7 hours and 50 until we need to sleep. Right, let me just get straight here. There we go. Now somebody during the week did tell me there is a setting that stops me having to do all these little fine adjustments that you can see I'm doing on the controller to the steering. I went back to try and find the comment, I couldn't find it. I don't know what setting that is. I think it was with on the road. It wasn't Fernbus, it was definitely with on the road. I'll go back and find out what that is. It was some speed setting, whereas where you're at a certain speed, it kind of, it's like a steering assist. I can't remember where the setting is, but I'll look for it. Because you are constantly having to sort of slightly adjust. But I think I'm that out of practice on this game now that, like I said, I've got used to Fernbus. The steering on that's pretty solid, to be honest. So I hope you guys are still playing this, you that picked it up. I know a few of you have picked it up over the... How long's it been out now? Is it about 3 years it's been out? Must be. If it isn't, it's not far from 3 years. Just before I popped into the game, I noticed now on PlayStation 5, the last update, the last system software update that we had, tells you on the front screen now for each game, when you look at the tile for each game, it tells you how many hours you've played each game. And this PS5 version of On the Road, it was telling me that I'd played 54 hours. Which, considering, you know, I hadn't played it since July last year until I picked it up in in February with the patch. 54 hours isn't that bad, is it? So I spent a bit of time in it. There'll be some of you there that have probably spent double or more. But so far it's always been a game I've just dipped into and done, you know, 1 or 2 runs, and then I tend to do the longer ones when we're on the streams like this. When I'm off stream, I do smaller runs just to make money. But there is the opportunity actually, and we'll see when we get to the end, with these longer runs you can get quite a bit of money. The further you go, the money definitely goes up. But we'll check it out at the end. The steering dampers to 0. Yeah, I have got the steering dampers to 0 already. I bet it was Fernbus, you know. I bet it was Fernbus, the comment. I've had that many comments this week across the various videos. I've done a few this week, haven't I? I'll find it though. I think there is due as well. There is due another patch for this anytime. I think Fabian on the Discord said there's going to be a video coming up about it. So I've been looking for that, but I think he's away at some conference in the US at the moment, so I'm not sure that if that video's when he gets back or not. I think he's there for 2 weeks, he was saying on the Discord. So what games are you guys sinking your time into mostly at the moment? Is it Fernbus? I expect it's Fernbus, or I've been playing quite a bit of Transport Fever 2. I must admit, I was doing that this morning. Did a couple of hours on that, just working my way through the campaign, and I think once I've got through the campaign and I've picked it up a bit better, I think we'll start doing some free play on the channel. But it is tricky to pick it up at the beginning because there's a lot to there's a lot of buttons to press, and there's sequences to get in your trains on the track, etc, etc. So it takes a bit of time. Oh, there's a crash here. Oh no! Dear me, did you see that? There was a guy coming up the side of me as well. That was... that was a big crash, wasn't it? There's no smash noise though, was there? What happened to the smash noise? Yeah, just niggly things like that are not in the game, but that was quite weird. The Titanic sim game ship thing. Which one's that? You mean on PC? Do you mean Titanic Honor and Glory? Do you mean that? Actually speed, let me get in lane properly. Bring the speed back down. There we go. Oh, the ship demolition one. Is it ship graveyard or something like that? And Lee, you're playing Fernbus and Train Sim World 3. And you're going to install this again, now it's got the patch. Yeah, it's had 2 patches recently. And I think, Lee, if I remember rightly, you're quite new to Train Sim World, aren't you, as well? And there are a stack of releases recently for that. And probably some that are not too far away as well. But that might melt a hole in your pocket because they're all paid DLCs, but yeah, so on that ship graveyard one, I haven't played that, but I know that Farah has played it, or he has been playing it quite a bit. So if Farah does come into the chat, or if he comes into the next one we do, just ask Farah about that because he might be able to tell you. He actually mentioned the game to me a week or so ago. That's how I knew about it. I think, is it about 12 quid? About 12 quid. SNCF, how you doing? Yeah, I'm in the wrong lane. It's just safer. If I'm in the middle, I've got an escape route either side, so... Saying that though, I should really move over. It wants me in the left lane, but... I'm going to stay out of trouble over this side. I've been scored from Fernbus, yeah. Actually, talking about Fernbus, I haven't played Fernbus since we ran it live during the week. You know, when we ended up in Berlin, and then we went looking for Luxembourg. I've not actually played it since then. There's been too much Train Sim World stuff to do. So I've been playing a lot of the Koblenz route, the Linker Rheinstrecke. That's been very nice, that one. Although saying that, I did get some red light issues this morning, which I need to report. I was 4 kilometers outside of Koblenz, and hit a red light. I did see something about it on the forums as well. People were saying that they'd also had some red light issues, so I've run into that this morning. Danny, how you doing? You bought it at launch and it was horrendous. Is it any good now? Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, it's not perfect, but the well, we don't talk to the developers, so I can't say the developers have told us, but Aerosoft, the publishers, have told us that there are more improvements coming, and it's been quiet for about 12 months, and suddenly there's been 2 patches. So all I would say is, Danny, give it a try, see what you think. I think it's a lot better. Last year it was terrible because the physics had gone awful. You couldn't even get up a slight hill. It wasn't even a slight hill. You can see the curve in the road now. You couldn't even get up that. It was terrible. This rain effect I'm not so sure about in the distance. It's alright in the foreground, but in the distance it looks terrible. It's lighting the road up for some reason. But generally, no, as a driving game, as a trucking game, it's actually alright, so give it a whirl, I would say. What have you got to lose? You can play it for an hour. SNCF says you've got Niddertalborn on Thursday. There may not be a lot of time to do anything else. I'm switching lanes again. Yeah, I guess there's somebody behind me. Yeah, Niddertalborn. I saw that last night. I don't know if you guys watched the DTG stream on that last night, but that looks a really, really nice route, that does. It's got like a very local type branch line feel to it, hasn't it? For the majority of it. The two ends are quite busy, but the route itself, the single track route, looked really, really nice. And all the little features, you know, with the crossings and whatnot that you can manually work yourself. Looks like that's going to be a really good route. I'm calling it now. I think that's going to be a popular one, that one. So that one's out on Thursday. I think there is another announcement on Monday. But I think that is going to be, I think JD gave it away, didn't he, on the DTG stream? I think that's going to be that Loco pack, isn't it? That's what JD said at the end of the stream. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what he said. I think he said they're showing that off on Tuesday. I don't know when it comes out. Yeah, exactly, Michael, yeah. He did say it, actually. So that's not me making it up. He said it right at the end, when he was doing his admin wrap-up. The rain's stopping, which is good, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm hoping very soon it'll get lighter. Actually, it looks like it's doing it now. It's getting slightly lighter. It should certainly be daytime when we get there, because we've still got 416 kilometres to go. Let me just pop into the map in case anyone has just joined us. We started up here in Hamburg, which is, I think, where the last video, the on-the-road video, finished last time on the channel. So we've come down from Hamburg all the way down here. We've bypassed Hanover. We're on our way, bypassing Kassel. One of our drivers is on his way up the other side here, Daniel. Then we are coming all the way down here, and then we're doing a left to go down Motorway 3 or Autobahn 3, and then we're going to finish in Nuremburg. Another one of our drivers is making his way up this side as well. He's probably off to Leipzig, I think. So I did just actually, in the last video, I opened up another slot for a driver. So how many have I actually got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I've got 6, 7, including me. So I have got over here, I have got another slot there, so I can buy a new truck and set somebody up for that quite soon. Sorry, I'm reading the chat now, and now we've gone down to 2 lanes. We're going to get some damage while I'm reading the chat. That's inevitable. Unless we get a long, straight portion of road where I can look at the chat. They'd better not screw the 158 up. Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking forward to that one. That route is Skyhook Games, isn't it? I think. That night sky looks alright actually. I'm going to turn the wipers off in a minute when I get on a straight part of the road. Right, here we go. Because we don't need those. We don't need those on anymore. Xavier, how are you? Just saw you sneak in there. Does it run well on the PS4 Pro? Yeah, like SNCF says, yeah, it does. Yeah, it'd be fine on there. King, how you doing? Good to see you. Farah. Oh, Farah, we were just talking about you. Sophie's got a question for you about Ship Graveyard. So I'll let you chat amongst yourselves. I suggested you may know the answer to this one. It's a technical question, but I've not played that game yet, so I don't know what the answer is. Another 0.02 earned. Yeah. SNCF says don't expect the fix for the 150 yet. Still needs some work, that, doesn't it? See, when I concentrate, I can actually keep to the lanes. It's because I'm looking down at my iPad for the chat. That's my excuse. Oh, you got the platinum this morning in that game. Wow. What did you think in the end then? Because you were saying you thought it could be a bit repetitive. This is Ship Graveyard, by the way, everybody, that we're talking about. I know it's only like 11, 12 quid, something like that, but you see, now it wants me in the middle lane. It's really weird how that works. The only thing as well about this game, which would be nice, is that when we looked at the map just then, we could see one of my other drivers was coming the other way and will pass us at some point, but you can't see your company drivers on the map at all. Well, no, sorry, you can see them on the map, but you can't see them as you're driving, which is a bit of a shame. Because they will obviously as well be driving in the livery that I've created, but they don't appear as vehicles on the actual roads themselves. So that'd be nice if they could do that. I don't know how much effort that would be to enable that, but I mean, chances are in this light we wouldn't see them anyway. But you know, on a daytime run, we would. Hi Lucas, how are you? Thanks Xavier. Yeah, I hope they are still useful. The train life videos, the HUD has changed a little bit since I made those videos, but hopefully everybody that needs to use them can still follow them okay. I think the general gist of those videos is still the same. It's just laid out slightly different. They've rearranged things a little bit. To get out of the way of some of this AI. I mean, the AI definitely works better on Fernbus than it does on here. And it's... See, someone's hit me just then and I was going straight, but... It's strange, isn't it, how you play games with a similar theme, and after, you know, playing Fernbus so much the earlier part of this week, I'm expecting the AI here to behave exactly the same, but it's not. They're completely different. Fernbus is bugged again, you say. The steering sensitivity is too high. You can't find where to change it. What console are you on, Lucas? I can't remember. Now, pre-patch in this game, we would not have got up this hill at all. Not a chance in hell. But you see now it's kind of maintaining its speed, which is pretty good. If you're so inclined, go back to the last time we live streamed it in July last year and just have a look for an example of how bad it was getting up a hill. You'll probably hear me swearing a few times. I'm gonna have to go over on this side, then I can behave myself. There must be somebody right there. Right, we're going straight on. Chicken wings, do you know if this game can use the Thrustmaster 248 wheel? I don't know, Chicken wings, to be honest. Unless anybody in the chat knows, you might have to go to the Aerosoft website, or if you're on the SimNext Discord, ask on there. That's a good place to ask. I'm not really sure on which wheels are supported. Lee, you're on coffee today, not beer. That's not like you, is it? Is it too early? No, it's not too early for you, is it? Or are you working later? Is that why? Oh, you're on PS5, Lucas, right? Oh, look at that. It's one of those lanes again. I hate those lanes. I mean, this morning sky's not bad, is it? Look at this. It's just starting to get light. 3:43 AM. Don't know what season we're in. Right, we're way too fast now. The cruise, by the way, still doesn't hold the cruise speed downhill. It still picks up speed downhill. You've got to watch that. it back on again. Right, I've got nobody up the side of me, but the lane has ended again. So let's stay out of trouble. Still waiting for a tram sim update. Yeah, tram sim. That was quite a nice announcement, wasn't it? DTG are bringing out a tram sim. I think that's a good idea to have that as a separate game, you know, because a lot of people have said, you know, why couldn't we get, for example, the Manchester tram system in TSW, or the Blackpool trams, or various different, you know, tram routes were mentioned, and it kind of had a sort of mixed feedback, that, didn't it, from people saying, well, a tram isn't a train for one thing, but then some people will class it as a type of train. But I definitely think a tram is not a train. So the fact that they're bringing it out as a separate game is a good thing. I think, is it already out on PC? Is that a DTG thing on PC? Tram sim. I did mean to look that up once they announced it, just to, you know, see what it looked like on PC, but I haven't done so yet. But that's something to look forward to, and will be a bit different to Train Sim. And I can't remember, was that just Tram Sim, or was that Tram Sim World as well? Is it going to be routes from around the world, or is it just going to be, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it's like on PC. It's going to be a carbon copy of that, isn't it? Oh, it's only published by DTG. They don't actually make it. Right, I've got you. Oh, that was not good. I was reading the chat then. That guy slowed down. That was very close. Hey, Dark Side, long time. How have you been? I'm good, thanks. Vienna and Munich, right? That's for Tram Sim, yeah. Love the way I speak English. Mine's a Lancashire accent, so mine's northwest England. Some people have said to me actually that on some of the videos I have got a kind of radio voice. I don't hear that myself, I've got to admit. It's strange, isn't it? I'm gonna let this guy come on if he wants to. There's a sign there for Würzburg. We've driven trains there. Stuttgart and Würzburg. Actually, Venus Farah keeps pulling me up for my German pronunciation. Before I made yesterday's video about the Niedertalbahn, I actually did go on Google and look up how to say Bad Feibel, and the V is like an F sound. So I'm hoping I got that right. And then he pulled me up afterwards though that I got that right, but I still said mains instead of mates. I didn't do the tss bit on the end, so I passed most of it and failed on one part, so I'm getting there. Yeah, V is always F. Yeah, it is, yeah. It's a long time since I've been at school, you've got to remember that. And it's even longer since I did German, because I didn't do German. I only did German at I think the first year of high school I did German. Oh, you've been in Vegas for a week. Now, I would have said, did you go and see the Raiders? But it's out of season, isn't it, for the Raiders until sort of September? Well, there'll be some friendly games, won't there, before that in August. The traffic. Look at the traffic piling up again. I've noticed that just on this longer run, it keeps happening that. Or Mainz, mine with a t on the end. Yeah, Mainz. Right, I'll have to remember that. Mainz. Dark Side, you just re-downloaded On the Road. That's good. Oh hell! That's me looking at chat again. There'll never be a perfect run on this while I'm looking at the chat, unfortunately. Yeah, the gas station ones, I think... I don't know, I haven't done one for a long time, but certainly last year when I did, it was bugged. Yeah, there's no... You get to the petrol station or gas station, there is no drop-off point there. There's no freight office. But clearly you arrive at the correct destination, but there's nothing there. Yeah, not Yorkshire. Someone said that the other night as well. Not Yorkshire. Not far away from Yorkshire, but not Yorkshire, no. Why does Northern Transpennine still not have any lights in the buildings at night? Do you know, I've not noticed that, to be honest. Yeah, I've not noticed that. A lot of the German routes do, don't they? Well, mostly the UK. Well, does Tees Valley have lights at night in the buildings? Because Tees Valley is very similar to Northern Transpennine, isn't it? And it's also, from a release perspective, I think it was released within a sort of similar time period, wasn't it? I mean, they were not released at the same time, but they were released within a few months of each other. They're very similar, aren't they? Hi, Steve. How are you? Annabelle Tiffin or Roger John. Do you know what? I've not seen Northwest Tonight for ages, SNCF. So I can't answer that question. Tiffin's a type of chocolate, isn't it? That's the Tiffin that I know about. It's got raisins in, I think. I seem to remember it tastes quite well when I was a kid. ...169 kilometres. Wow, that bus was close then. Watch it Monday night, expect an answer Tuesday. Right, okay. I'll try and remember. You wonder if you have to have a special trailer to get to the gas stations. Well, you know if you've got the right trailer, because if you haven't, it won't let you pick up that cargo in the first place. It will say no suitable cargo for your type of trailer, if you know what I mean. It says something like that. So if it lets you pick it up when you're setting it up at the beginning, then you should be able to deliver it. I think it's just a bug. And I've seen other people, not for a while, but I've seen other people reporting that on the Discord. So I think it's definitely that the gas station's bugged. They missed a few delivery points out. Now, I haven't tried to deliver to a gas station for quite some time, so I don't know if it's fixed. Maybe just try a short one. Dark side. Then you haven't put too much effort in if it does fail. Just try a quick one and see. Pretty much since this patch came out with the car transporter, I've pretty much done the car transporting because you get to do longer runs. Bingo cards out, everyone, because you know I like a long run. What was this one when we set off? 648 kilometers or something like that. 630 odd kilometers. We've got 2 hours and 8 minutes until we need to rest. I don't know if that's enough time for us to complete the 143 kilometers. Possibly. I do to turn the headlights off as well. Right, the steering is everywhere at this speed. Wow. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. Let me get out of these chicades. I mean, this morning sunlight looks quite nice, doesn't it? Looks a bit bright behind me in the mirrors, but am I an ITV type person? Yeah, I watch loads on ITV, yeah, definitely. But I watch BBC as well, don't get me wrong, I just haven't watched North West Tonight for ages. You always drive MAN trucks. What's the difference between both the MAN and what have you said there? The Cadanivers in this game. I don't even know what that is. Dark side. You mean the Scanias? This is a Scania, isn't it? I'm driving now. To be honest, I don't know. I think they're the same. If, you know, when you go to buy the truck, when you buy the truck in this section, you can see there is some there is some information there on the right, for the power, etc. So you can see how much brake. Well, it's not brake horsepower, is it? It's PS. It's like the German sort of system rather than brake horsepower. But you can see there. I think the ones you start with are probably the same. They're just different manufacturers of the same sort of performance, I would say. But yeah, there's probably not too much difference. Whilst we're on this, let me just have a quick look on the chat. Steve says, "Are there many noticeable updates in the latest patch?" Sorry for the late quick. No, it's fine, that Steve. No, there is quite a bit. If you've got the game, I'd just say throw it on and have a look. You'll probably be surprised. The main one was the physics, and there was this trailer that I've got now is new. The one with the cars, that's brand new. Do you need to be a specific level to unlock the car trailer? I don't believe so. Don't think so, no. You just need the money. And you need to be able to have a... So up here, you see, as you go, you unlock slots, don't you? So it depends how long you've been playing. See here, I've got enough points or rank to be able to... I've got all these slots. I could buy loads of different trailers. But I've literally got one trailer for each truck that I've got. I haven't bought any spares, but you can potentially have some spares and leave them at your HQ. So it's like if I go in there now, let's have a quick look. It's called a Jeep carrier. This is the actual one. You'll need €30,000 to be able to buy it. But it doesn't say anything there about any certain rank to be able to do it. So I think you'll be okay. Yeah, SNCF, he did say new trucks are coming soon. What he didn't say, though, was if that will be free of charge or will be DLC. He hasn't said that yet. I was listening very carefully to see if he mentioned it, but I didn't hear him say it, so... That trailer is still coming, the tanker trailer. That is going to be free. That'll be quite nice, because that will... that'll mean we have another different type of freight we can carry around, which is quite nice. He did also say as well they're introducing new animals. Now that's something I mentioned a while back, because we can transport pigs at the moment, can't we? So he was talking about potentially transporting cattle and other sorts of things. Now I hope that doesn't just mean that you go to the same depot where you go for the pigs. I hope that means there are new depots coming, new areas of the map where we can go and do those types of jobs. That's what we want. So we'll have to see on that. He said that's a future thing. Right, Nuremberg is on the right. Let's go. Right. Let's try and get these cars there with at least, some paint left on them. 6:28 AM, what we're doing, an hour and 22 left until we need to sleep. I wonder if we can do it. I'll have to keep my eye on that, and if I can't, I'm just going to have to stop. There's some more paint gone. I hope you're counting this, SNCF. Wow, that is bright. Look at that. That's too bright, isn't it? Raging Potato, how you doing? Did you say you got a notification or you didn't? Yeah, it doesn't always work, does it? It's pretty terrible. Oh look, Sophie's counting now. Mr. Water, how are you doing? Yeah, this is a bit bright, isn't it, on the road? That's like a bit too much. Looks like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where they open the door of the ship, and you can just see the silhouette of the aliens against the big bright background. It's like that. Yeah, go 90, you might get there in time. Yeah, I'm just going to be honest. If I start getting down, I'm gonna just pull over and if we see a parking spot like a services, let's check the map. Actually, let's just have a look. Oh, there's one here coming up. If I can get there, then I will stop because we're actually not that far away. But I will stop there. Yeah, the notification thing is really odd, isn't it, on YouTube? And I know I have Twitch, but I don't often use Twitch. But I am subscribed to DTG's channel on YouTube, but I've also subscribed to them on Twitch. And when they go live, the notification from Twitch comes up on my phone every single time, without fail. But the YouTube one doesn't. So that I don't forget when they're on, I've left the Twitch notification on, and because they simulcast, don't they, between Twitch and YouTube and various other places, I think, as well. But I always watch them on YouTube. But I don't think I've ever had a notification once from their channel. So I'm not really sure at all how it works. What's going on here now? So the AI is still, a bit strange. Let's face it. Rogan, how you doing? Hey Rogan, I'm surprised you've come to watch a bit of this. Unless we're tempting you into putting it back on your console again. "41 minutes till sleep time, so at this rate I might not even get to the services unless it's around this corner." Is this the sign for the services? Looks like it. You too, yeah. Right. I'll pull over and rest, and then I'll just catch up with the chat. Thanks everybody for coming in though again. I appreciate it, as you know. So actually, let me fill up the fuel while I'm here. And I'll rest at the same time. Right, so we'll get out. Go around this way, haven't I? Your Twitch notifications come through by email. On my phone, it actually does pop up properly. SNCF. Mr. What, I've been playing Fernbus on a PS5. Pleased to say Luxembourg is there for you. Fixed terrain, so clipping the coaches. Update to Fernbus is super. Yeah, that was weird. That Luxembourg. I think we talked about Luxembourg the other night so much that I went to bed dreaming about Luxembourg. Let's just rest while I remember. And then set this back up again. Change that to driving. Accept it. Right, so we've got another full 9 hours now to get where we need to get to. So we're good for this 40 kilometers. But you know, if like we were saying all along, if you've not played this in quite a while, and I'm the same as you, because after that stream in July last year, I put it away for a bit. I didn't delete it. I just put it away for a bit until they fixed the physics, amongst a few other things. But you know, if you've not played it for a while, just give it a try. And if you don't like it, take it back off again. But it's heading in the right direction, I would say. They've still got some way to go, but the new team that are working on it are certainly, you know, are making some decent strides. So that's the main thing, isn't it? How many times last year did we question whether the game was actually dead or not? I think we've got our answer now. So give it a go, is what I would say. I mean, this has been a fairly nice run. This 648 kilometers. I don't know how long we've been streaming right now, but it's not been too bad, has it? Here is the exit for Nuremberg. Our employee Martin Potts has finished his route. That's a bit more money in the bank. Oh, I'm going to get snapped though, aren't I? I was in two minds then whether to go or not to go. Yeah, it's fine. We've got enough money to take the hit there. Can I speak Luxembourgish? Yeah, I should be able to, shouldn't I? Since the update on Fernbus, there haven't been as many frame rate dips. I've not noticed. The only thing is what I mentioned the other night. There is a slight pause when you come to a bus stop you've not unlocked before. When you pull into the bus stop, there's a kind of like it's not even a half a second, but it feels like a long pause. And by the time it unfrees itself, you can be, you know, depending on what speed you're coming into the bus stop, you can be nearly in the curb. That's the only thing that I've really noticed. It's generally been okay for me. I think it's come out on consoles a lot better than Tourist Bus did initially. It was a bit more polished than Tourist Bus was when it released. Streaming for an hour, right? Thanks, Chicken Wings. Yeah, it's not bad then, is it? Steve, you haven't played Train Life in a while. I keep dipping into it. The Discord's gone very, very quiet. I have a sneaky suspicion they've moved on, although it's only just been released on the Switch in the last couple of weeks, I think. So... still umming and ahhing, Potato, over Fernbus. I think Farah's in the same boat, but I think you will quite enjoy it. I'm going to risk my neck and say you will quite enjoy it. Yeah, that pausing happens for everybody. Yeah, it can be a bit distracting. I did, Rogan. Yeah, Bus Sim 21's getting a next-gen update. I think when that comes out, I think I'll go back to Bus Sim 21 because I did get Bus Sim from... is it Astragon? It's Astragon, isn't it? They sent me Bus Sim 21 and I played it a little bit and didn't go back to it, but it was way after it was released that I got it. It was old news by the time I got it. So when the new update comes out, I think we will jump into that one. And we'll do it some justice, I think. think it said something about you don't have to follow the career mode anymore, if I read it rightly on that announcement, as well as a lot of other stuff that they're doing. You did tell, yeah, you pointed me at it, SNCF. I'd not seen it actually until you mentioned it, and then I went off and watched the trailer. Correct. Right, are we on green as well? No, we're not. Okay, so I'll just hang back. It's good that it's a free update, as you say. That's good, isn't it? Could be free because there could be some paid expansion coming up. So a free update will get everybody back on the game that stopped playing it. That's the first thing. Once everybody's back into it and they think, oh, this is all right, then they'll tease you with something paid, I suspect. But not that I'm a cynic or anything, you know. Oh, was it 2 minutes after it was announced? No wonder I'd not seen it. I'm not that quick. Do you sit there, SNCF, on your computer like a praying mantis waiting for the next announcement coming out and then you quickly type it up for everybody? I did see, Rogan, I did see you were playing the bus when you sent me the link. I did watch a bit of that. Yeah, it looks really good, that. I mean, I've got my fingers crossed that, you know, that's another one that they'll do on console, but who knows. May the 23rd for the bus sim, that's good. It's not long to go then, is it? So this is downtown Nuremberg. We're nearly there. Go on, Farry. You know you want to get into Fernbus. Because I know you sat on the fence about Tourist Bus. I can kind of understand that one because it kept, you know, well, it kept having issues, didn't it? It went from one thing to another, and then the updates on that have stopped now. But they should be resuming now that Fernbus is out. But with Fernbus, as I said, I think it's more polished on release than Tourist Bus, so I think you'll be all right with it. Depends how many hours you've got to burn, because you will spend a lot of time in it. As SNCF says, I think the other night I fully expected you to go off and get it straight after the stream. Right, here's our stop. Oh, it's one of my favourite ones, look. So let's see what we can do. As you know, this is not going to be perfect. Let me get as straight as I can, and then we'll try and turn it. So I need to come a bit further. The tree getting in my way now, look at this. That's awkward. Wait a minute. Far too fast. Now, if that tree's got out of my way. If this turns green, you know how it works. If this turns green, we're done. We're in there. No. That'll be the guy's flat above the garage. See, the thing is, right, I don't know why these are so narrow, some of these delivery spots. Right, let me see if I can push this back in now. If I straighten the wheel up. I think technically that might do it. Depends how much the trailer goes in. Oh, look at that. I'm going to take that. Right, let's get the handbrake on. We'll jump out. This is our livery again, by the way. It costs you about €2,000 to make a livery, and of course, if you're rocking the full trailer at the back rather than this one, you'll get the same badges and wording, etc., emblazoned all the way down the side of the truck. So it's worth doing that. Oh, you're having a few beers later, Farah, so you might end up buying it. That'll be interesting. You're on the IPAs again, are you, tonight? Not that I blame you. Right, we've got our freight documents, so we need to unlock these twist locks. And there we go. So, let's see how we did. There's that bug again at the top. Look, distance is 0. I really, really hope, right, because of those trophies we've got, where we've got to go so many thousand kilometres with each truck, I hope the fact that the distance saying 0 there doesn't affect that trophy. I hope it is in the background actually recording the distance for each truck, because if it isn't, that's going to annoy me. I expect that to show 600 and odd there. Anyway, so €32,000, reputation's gone up. We're on level 9. We're starting to rise, but because of the damage, 18% damage, which cost us €5,815. So we ended up with just under €26,500. It's not bad, is it? Just for one run. We got parked up okay. Actually, which way do we go out here? Is there a way out round there? I don't think there is. It's the road to nowhere. Oh my god, look. Autobahn. I'm going to leave you with that nightmare. That's actually Autobahn 2, and we're on 3. I don't think they do put an advert for 3 there yet, because it's just as shocking, isn't it? But anyway, I think we're going to leave it there. We had a good run. Just try it. Give it a try. See what you think if you've not had this installed for a while. You never know, you might enjoy it. But thanks for joining me on this one. We went all the way from Hamburg right the way down to Nuremberg. It was 648 kilometres. Relatively few problems. It was all alright. Have fun, everybody, the rest of your day. Don't get drunk, Farah. Let me know if you buy Fernbus. And I will catch you on the next one. All the best. See you later.